X-Men 97 has finished its first season, and it was quite a shocking ending. But now it's time for you to uncover all the details and Easter eggs present in all episodes. Want to know if you managed to identify them all? Stay tuned until the end of the video to find out. In the opening Marvel animation logo, you can see the Spider-Man from the 60s animated series, as well as a glimpse of the Thing and the Herbie robot from the old animation, which will also be present in the Fantastic Four movie. Still in the logo, we see the Silver Surfer, reference to the What If series, showing the Watcher and Marvel Zombies. It's also possible to spot T'Challa. In episode 1, right off the bat, we can see references to Marvel companies in New York, such as Stark Industries and DaCosta Company, which is Roberto DaCosta's Sunspot family business. The power inhibitor collar also appears in the movie Deadpool 2. In the scene where Cyclops is fighting the Friends of Humanity, his banter about surrendering is a reference to the classic series when Cyclops does the same with a Sentinel. As for fun facts, Kevin Feige demanded that the animation opening be the same as the 90s series, with minor updates. In the Daily Bugle newspaper, there's a mention of Spider-Man, questioning whether he's a mutant, referencing the 90s Spider-Man series where the X-Men made an appearance. Next to it, there's another headline about the Hellfire Gala, referring to the Hellfire Club, with photos taken by Peter Parker and written by Eddie Brock. The first episode references the first episode of the classic X-Men series, but instead of Jubilee being rescued, this time it's Roberto DaCosta. Now, a cool foreshadowing moment is inserted when Madeline enters Jericha's mind to find information on Trask, where she has a vision of her unborn son Nathan and the Genosha massacre, hinting at a future storyline. The painting that Scott observes depicts the first X-Men team, composed of Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Beast, Angel, and Professor X. Furthermore, during the X-Men's battle against the Sentinels, one of the Sentinels confirms that Storm is an Omega-level mutant. If you want to understand these mutant levels, there's a video on the channel detailing the classifications. In episode 2, we see Magneto and his asteroid M. In Scott and Jean Grey's room, there's a photo of the couple, the same as the one Wolverine caresses in the classic series, which has become a meme. Another detail in the series is the news channel WHIH, the same as the one in the Marvel Studios where short films within the MCU take place, poking fun at various MCU events. When Magneto is arrested and put on trial in episode 2, there is a clear reference to X-Men issue 200, both cover and the speech Magneto makes during his trial are from this edition. Moving on to episode 3, changes in the episode opening include Magneto appearing in the character presentation, forming an X with medals, indicating his affiliation with the X-Men. We also see Jean Grey using her powers, but in red, hinting at Mr. Sinister's influence on Madeline Pryor. Additionally, Rogue simulates a kiss with Gambit, since they can't kiss, and there's a quick shot of another Wolverine meme where Cyclops and Jean are kissing while Logan is isolated, a nod to the love triangle. In another scene, we see Morph transforming into Spiral, who appeared capturing the X-Men in a classic episode. The series also implies a possible connection between Morph and Mr. Sinister, echoing a storyline from the classic series where Morph underwent brainwashing by Mr. Sinister. When the X-Mansion is attacked by illusions created by Madeline Pryor, Gambit sees Rogue with Magneto, wearing the same outfit she wore in X-Men issue 274. The illusion Jubilee and Roberto face references both Marvel's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and the movie The Ring. In episode 4, we see Jubilee battling Mojo in the opening, with Longshot behind her, a nod to their storyline in the 90s X-Men series. Still commenting on the opening, it's possible to see Lorna, Polaris, holding Havoc, her boyfriend, with Iceman, her ex-boyfriend, behind them, as well as Wolverine and Forge. There are more references in this episode, such as Matrix and a poster reminiscent of the X-Men, Days of Future Past comic. In Jubilee's room, there's a Bruce Lee poster, a Longshot figurine, a Nintendo reference with a console called Motendo playing a game similar to X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. Later in the episode, Forge reveals he owes a lot to Professor Xavier, hinting at their past clash when X-Men faced X-Force, Forge's team. Moving on to episode 5, the opening shows Cable facing Apocalypse, Storm battling Callisto, and Emma Frost alongside villains against the X-Men. This episode reintroduces the Morlocks, with Cable warning about Genosha's impending attack and Emma Frost serving on Genosha's leader council. At the start, an interviewer discusses mutant origins at the X-Mansion, referencing the comics where mutants originated from celestial experiments. Scott's sleeping mask is explained as a detail to prevent his eyes from remaining slightly open during sleep, a nod to his optic blasts. Therefore, moments before the fall of Genosha, it is also possible to see in the sky the silhouette of the Watcher, and in the scene where Magneto sees all the destruction and death, he says he will avenge everyone, referencing his own origin, which you can check out by clicking on the card that is appearing on your screen. In further scenes, Logan and Jean share a subtle moment alluding to X2, X-Men United. Gambit jokingly mentions Genosha's improvement, referencing the island's role in creating Sentinels and mutants, similar to the classic series. The episode references WandaVision when Rogue cannot feel Gambit, echoing a scene from the Marvel series. Additionally, Rogue's pose holding Gambit mirrors a classic Death of Superman comic. Before we continue, if you enjoyed X-Men 97 and want more videos on our favorite mutant team, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for the latest updates. In Episode 6, the opening features Nimrod emerging from Master Mold, and shows Bishop, Storm, and Wolverine from future timelines facing Nimrod. The X-Men confront the Shi'ar Empire, similar to the 90s series, including the Shi'ar Imperial Guard inspired by Justice League characters. During Storm and Forge's battle against the adversary, Forge uses magic learned from his Cheyenne mother, incorporating Camartage spells akin to Doctor Strange. In Episode 7, at Gambit's funeral, characters from his Assassins and Thieves Guilds past are present. The scene features ties to Gambit's history, explored further in a related video. Click on the screen card to check it out. When Rogue seeks revenge against the US Army, she interrogates General Ross, hinting at his Hulk counterpart and his future appearance in Captain America 4. It's worth noting that this was not the first time we saw Captain America in the X-Men animated series, as he also appeared in the classic 90s series. Madripoor scenes reference MCU heroes, like the VistaCorp company where Scott Lang steals the Ant-Man suit, a Yashida poster acknowledging the Wolverine movie, and logos of Stark Industries and Hammer Industries from Iron Man 2. The episode highlights Roberto da Costa coming out as a mutant to his mother, echoing a scene with Iceman in X2, X-Men United. The Bastion and OZT Sentinel Prime program subplot is a direct nod to the comics. In the following episode, when we see Cable and Beast explaining about the ramifications of time, we can see that the line of ramifications is identical to the one presented in the Loki series, in addition to the mentioning about absolute points in time, which is basically the same concept of canonical event that was also cited in the Spider-Verse. Scenes about Bastion's childhood in Episode 8 reference Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. The reveal of Spider-Man in X-Men 97 confirms that it's the same Spider-Man from the 94 animated series, with Peter Parker finding Mary Jane as the series leaves their fate open. Xavier dusting off his classic wheelchair parallels his use in the 90s series and Doctor Strange movie. Beast constructs a tiara to free Bastion from Sentinel control, a reference to a classic storyline involving the Phoenix. Scott Summers divides the X-Men into the blue team and the gold team to face Magneto, while the other would fight against Bastion, and this division of the team into two teams also happened in the comics. Rogue sports a costume resembling her comic attire in the Messiah Complex arc. The Aurora Borealis seen in Asteroid M adds a touch of magnetism present at Earth's poles. Roberto's business card references Chris Claremont, renowned X-Men writer during the 90s. The mutant battle against Magneto echoes comic events, including Wolverine losing his adamantium. I won't go into much detail on that because we have a video entirely dedicated to how Wolverine survived without adamantium and how he recovered afterward. Click here on the card to stay informed on the topic. Finally, in the last episode, Magneto comments to Xavier that the invasion he made into his mind risks shattering both of their minds, and this indeed happened in the comics, leading to the emergence of the villain Onslaught. When Bastion merges with the technology present in Cable's mechanical arm, he takes on the same appearance as in the comics, where he has his entire body covered. The series finale features cameos by various Marvel heroes like Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and others. Hidden details with Magneto and the Magneto Protocol connect his aliases to actor portrayals in the movies. At the moment Magneto sees Rogue on the boat, it is also possible to see Wanda, Pietro, and Lorna. In addition to Morpho transforming into the Hulk in the previous episode, in this one we see him transform into Mr. Fantastic. Ascani's appearance at the end hints at Rachel Summers, Scott and Jean's daughter from another reality. There's a video on the channel discussing the main members of the Summers family. Click on the card to get to know all of them. The return of Apocalypse in Genosha suggests Gambit's resurrection as his Horseman of Death. These are the main references and Easter eggs from the first season. Did you catch them all? Which one was your favorite? Write in the comments, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all things DC and Marvel. Thanks, and see you in the next video.